children are here.
Again? Seriously?
Like many kids, the teen stars of Stranger Things have many rules to follow, but not just from their parents. After growing in popularity season after season, the Stranger Things cast has many rules and guidelines imposed on them from Netflix to not only protect the company, but to have the best interest in the actors as well. Come on a journey with us to the upside down as we uncover these strict rules for actors like Millie Bobby Brown, Keery, and even David Harbour. This includes a specific rule about how the cast should look when showing up to set and the major problems it caused. In the 80s, workout regimens didn't involve getting shredded in a CrossFit class. It was more like shredding calories to a Richard Simmons VHS tape. Basically, we didn't have the best muscle building techniques, and a package of fat-free pastries seemed healthy, even though it was packed with sugar. To accurately represent this era, the cast of Stranger Things couldn't look like they just stepped out of the pages of a fitness magazine. For characters like Hopper, this was no problem, but actor Zachary Montgomery had to find a nice balance for his shirtless lifeguard scenes in season 3 of the show. After getting ripped to play the role of Jason, the Red Power Ranger, in the recent reboot, Zachary had to take a different approach to Billy's physique. This is where you'll notice that while Billy is in great shape, he's not sporting six-pack abs or bulging muscles. It's just not realistic for the times. And the group of oogling Hawkins mothers has no problem with the eye candy they enjoyed anyway. If other characters do work out or get in great shape, their 80s clothes can typically hide it because the rest of the cast weren't even involved in any shirtless scenes. And now with season 4 hinting at a fall or winter setting, we may not see a whole lot of skin reveals at all in the near future. Just like the mass legion of fans, the cast of Stranger Things are eager to see the finished product. So how do they get access to the full episodes? Well, the process is probably a little like figuring out the numbers to Planck's constant, minus the whole sing-along.
The answer to a never-ending story.
Basically, the cast is given a digital screener, but they are all password protected. And it's not just a general password for everyone to use. During an in-depth interview with new Stranger Things 3 cast member Francesca Real, the actress playing lifeguard Heather Holloway revealed some of the ways Netflix protects their show. Every single cast member gets their own individual passwords for the screener. This way, if the screener leaks, Netflix has the ability to track the screener back to the cast member it originated from and help discover the source of the leak. Netflix is very protective over revealing spoilers and controlling what gets out to the masses, so much so that Francesca was nervous to even watch her own screeners or share them with anyone else. With such strict rules, a lot of the cast probably just waits until the series gets fully released so then they can just binge away as needed. When Netflix controls their own trailers and clips, they can help prevent spoilers or episodes popping up on illegal websites, which would dramatically take away from their streams and subscribers. Plus, the show's simply a lot better going spoiler-free anyway. With a bright young cast of stars, people cannot get enough of Stranger Things beyond just the 3 seasons of the show. This is why talk shows often book the cast for guests, and we love to see the interviews with them. While if the cast seems a little more jittery during Stranger Things press and promotion, Netflix may have something to do with that. After each season has completed production, the cast first prepares for press with their own set of interview rules. The sheet is basically broken down into a can-say format and a can't-say format. If we had to guess, for season 3, the cast could say the season takes place in a shopping mall.
So what we already know
Yeah.
is what you could tell us.
Yeah.
Okay.
They probably couldn't say that Billy dies. You get the picture. We imagine with so many secrets kept on the show, they probably couldn't talk about the Russians, Hopper's disappearance, or how the Mind Flayer formed from an army of citizens. Ideally, the best interviews with the cast are when the show's been released and then they can break down more details. Otherwise, the interviews consist of some vague and mysterious answers with not much depth. After season 2 of Stranger Things, Netflix even tried to control the narrative with the release of Beyond Stranger Things. The talk show was produced by Netflix, so spoilers could be discussed on their terms and Netflix could protect the content without any major problems. While today we can look up a tiger-inspired eye makeup within seconds, the makeup world of the 80s was very different. This is why the cast had a pretty strict rule when arriving to set. come with a makeup-free, clean look. The professional makeup and hair team on Stranger Things is ready to transform the characters as much as possible, and showing up in any type of makeup could delay the production. Color shades, specific products, and designs may not have been around in the early 80s, and the show strives for as much accuracy as possible. The makeup a cast member wears also depends on the character as well. Back during season 1 of the show, Millie Bobby Brown not only broke this rule, but she forced the show to enforce a stricter policy. She showed up on set absolutely covered in glitter, something 11 would have no reason to be in. With HD cameras and highly reflective lights, the production crew had to go through the painstaking process of removing all of the glitter, which is no easy task. The whole process took over 45 minutes and delayed production. Yeah, both the Duffer Brothers and Netflix have ensured this will never happen again. Not only do characters on Stranger Things have to get their mindset in the 80s, but they have to dress the part as well. And unfortunately for them, there's not a lot of leeway when it comes to 80s fashion. While the colors and styles are fun to wear, there are some modern day clothing trends designed for comfort that we don't even realize while watching the show. One of the main things the show is strict about when it comes to fashion are the jeans the characters wear. Joe Keery described the jeans from the 80s as being very different. One of the main issues, they were extremely stiff. Unfortunately for him and the rest of the cast, baggy jeans were not the trend back in 1985, so while playing Steve, Keery had to run around performing stunts and do a lot of the action in these stiff jeans. They're a lot harder to break in, and with Old Navy not established until 1994, he's not slipping into a pair of loose comfort fit bootcut jeans anytime soon. At least besides the jeans, the rest of the wardrobe has a lot of fun options. For Keery, Season 3 introduced his Scoops Ahoy outfit, a summer design where no jeans were required. So after 2 seasons, the actor finally got to relax in his bright blue fabric shorts. For Joe Keery, not only does the actor have to deal with uncomfortable clothes, but he may feel like Netflix is controlling his life with their strict rules about his own hair. Featuring one of the more famous hairstyles since Jennifer Aniston's infamous Rachel cut, Steve is known for his trademark locks, something fans were desperate to see unleashed from under the Scoops Ahoy hat. From season to season, Steve's hair has taken on a life of its own, even inspiring Dustin to get some hairstyling advice during season 2 of the show.
Do 4 puffs of the Farrah Fawcett spray.
Farrah Fawcett spray?
Yeah.
While Steve enjoyed his long locks before filming Stranger Things, he has no choice now, because he must keep them that way while contracted under the show. And let's face it, there's no way a wig could replicate that hair. Just look at Eleven and her wig, not the same. Well, the same thing happened to Eleven portrayed Millie Bobby Brown as well. The actress wasn't fitted with a bald cap or CG effects. She actually shaved her head for the first season, then grew it out a little for the second season, and now has a full head of hair going into season 3. Just like the makeup, the hairstyles are essential to the 80s, and characters keeping proper styles will help ensure the show plans out everything as accurate as possible. While it takes years for Stranger Things to premiere between seasons, the cast members still only have a limited time between projects. We've seen actors like David Harbour and Millie Bobby Brown take on some major side projects like Hellboy and the Godzilla sequel, but these roles could only have been played if they didn't interfere with the Stranger Things schedule. One of the best examples of this Netflix rule comes from back before the show even began filming. Finn Wolfhard was cast in the new adaptation of it around the same time of Stranger Things. Due to the Stranger Things schedule, Wolfhard was almost forced to drop out of it, but thanks to a major shakeup and a 1-year delay on production of it, Wolfhard was able to squeeze in both projects. The strict scheduling rules only make sense as well. A lot of these actors do not have isolated or standalone scenes. This means that everyone is needed on set for these large scenes, and actors cannot film at another time or build up to their own schedule. It would cause major production delays and take away from the show as a whole. Plus, with the whole salary bumps the cast received for season 3, we imagine they have no problem sticking with just one project at a time. Television and movie productions have a whole new thing to worry about when it comes to the world of social media. A celeb posting a selfie on set is no longer just about the picture of themselves. Fans will scrutinize the photo, looking for any detail or hint at what may happen on the show. We've seen this from time and time again with the cast of the Avengers or basically any other Marvel movie.
There's no cameras on set.
This is why Netflix has some pretty strict guidelines on social media posts. With Millie Bobby Brown amassing over 27 million followers, every one of her posts has a whole set of eyes viewing it on a daily basis. So, not only do these posts need to be spoiler-free, but a lot of times phones are pretty much banned from set. And this rule has two benefits. It prevents any set leaks, spoiler pictures, or other information getting released on the web. It also prevents the potential of seeing any modern-day device on a show set in the 80s. We've all seen it before, like how a coffee cup on the Game of Thrones went viral and is still talked about today. As the fandom grew for Stranger Things, so did the need to protect the set. Hopefully Joyce's iconic wall phone is a working one, because it might be the only phone on set. Going along the same lines as the social media posting and phone use, the Stranger Things cast and production crew are encouraged to work together on a united front. With child actors, hormones, and long set days, there are bound to be some drama and issues, but the cast of Stranger Things keeps things as professional as possible. Netflix does not like rumors or trash talk to plague the set or the show. When things like this spread around, it takes the focus out of the actual show content as opposed to enjoying it for what it is. This is why you don't hear about any cast disputes, producer disputes, or other problems. It doesn't mean that there aren't any, but the show does a very good job of burying it deep within the Upside Down, probably right next to Barb's corpse. The cast of kids are often seen doing interviews together, and all seem to get along great. They often post with each other on social, and clearly the show has been a way of bonding between them all, and hopefully it stays this way. The last thing we want to read about are any cast member fights or someone quitting the show and changing the vibes of Stranger Things forever. At the end of the day, working on a show like Stranger Things sounds great, but there sure are a lot of rules to follow. Which ones seem the most strict? Are any of them unnecessary? Are there any that we missed? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to ScreenRant for more great content.